Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. I'm Carola. I'm a soul mender. Also, I have published my own deck called the Oracle Looking Glass, which is this. Beautiful. I'm going to do readings today, so this is for entertainment purposes only. I've also written a chapter in this beautiful book. I will read some out of it later. Also, we have this beautiful magazines here in Australia, which is made in Queensland. It's solely Australian, so we're very proud. My friends here is very proud of it. It has beautiful stories in it. I obviously write prediction in there. Yeah, and this comes out every 3 months. So it's called the Oracle Me magazine, and I'll let you know how to get hold of them, because you get hold of them online as well, okay? And it's a beautiful magazine because it really shows you how many people are out there helping other people to step back in their power, to heal their inner self. So today I'm going to talk about quite a few things. This is not going to be a very long video because I do have classes later and I have to prepare for it. Also, I'm so busy that I don't do many channels in the moment because I'm just so flat out, because I'm fully booked with readings all the time, and I work full time on top of it. So I'm a chef by trade as well, so I'm very busy and I love cooking. I love the feeling when people enjoy their food. A little bit more about myself. I do soul mending. I unhook past karmas. I don't tie knots. I actually unhook. So I do a lot of work like that, where I take people through a meditative state of unhooking whatever is hooked in this lifetime and past lifetimes. So it can also take you back to other planets where you had lifetimes and things like that. And that is my passion. And I do a lot of work like that from home. So it's a beautiful day here today. I'm in Hervey Bay, Queensland. I've moved house not long ago, so I've been very busy unpacking and organising my life a little bit, as I don't have that much time off. So with that said, is welcome. And I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to do some readings, and also on Australia, the government, what we can expect. How do we stay in our own consciousness and not take sides on all the stuff that's going on? I think that's one of the most important things in the moment, because we are all responsible for ourselves and our lives. And if there's something that comes up and pushes your buttons or doesn't sit right with you, make sure you look at it and resolve what it actually is that doesn't make sense to you. So about my book is I wrote a beautiful chapter in it. It's called The Dimension Timelines Through the Eyes of Self. So how I see everything. So it's been published for a few months now. So if you're interested in it, let me know. Just leave a message. I will read the messages when I get around to it, or I'm available on Facebook. Okay, I do have a web page, but the book is not on there. Only my cards are. I have it, and bookings for readings basically. So I'm going to read it. Every time I do one, I already read some out of this last time. Remember, the universe is not something separate from you. It is a fast-breathing reality that exists within us all. We are currently standing at the precise moment, momental evolution, entering a beautiful yet often daunting journey of becoming universal humans. So to me, a universal human is where we're we're not separate. We are all into this big consciousness of. So if we feed that consciousness with a lot of fear, that's what happens around us all the time, is people step into fear. So basically we need to learn not to be in that fear all the time. So it's like looking at it in a perspective, not to take sides, to really evaluate what you believe in. Basically is like in politicians, should you take sides? Because the blue and the red pill, to me is they all work for a corporation. So what's the difference these days basically is, and what's happening to our beautiful planet, and it's very concerning at times. So our water, the air, and things like that, and we need to step up and start keeping it clean. I filter all my water, regardless, boil water and things like that. But I think there's a good timing now is where we have to learn to grow our own food again. And I do have stuff that cleans the food, like the fruit and veggies. You put it in there and it takes all the crap off it. So there are tools that you can actually buy to make better things, to help yourself. So it's the same, what you put in your body is very important as well. I want to talk about a machine that I bought, which I really like, and helped me a lot. So I had a friend come down who demonstrated the Ollie Life. So this is not a paid promotion either, right? I'm just explaining. So I have got this, and I have got the shaking massager. So they're the two I have here. So I've been using it for a few weeks. So over the last 3 years, the back of my eye, this one, has been bulging forward, and because I had a tear duct because it was blocked, but it didn't come undone properly. But anyway, I went to the optometrist yesterday, and I've been using these machines every day. You use them for half an hour, and the one that you put on your tummy, it goes for 20 minutes, and you use it on your back and your front. So they reactivated like your nervous system, basically. That's what I found. So I went in yesterday, and my eye is back to normal. It's not bulging anymore. It's not. So that was really, really good news for me. So, and I've been really changing. I'm drinking a lot of herbal teas because I like flushing with teas. I think they're beautiful things. So, and yeah, I really like this product. You can Google it up, or you can leave me a message, and I will tell you more about it. And things like that. So back to my book. So I've got that out of the way. Yoo-hoo! Anyway, the canals of my childhood. Spiritual awakening is not a singular event that happens at the specific time. It is a tapestry that starts being woven the moment we are born. For me, the search for belonging began early. I was always searching. So that was basically, you're always looking, am I from here? Is this my home? Where do I belong? Basically, is why is the world the way it is, and things like that. So it was a really interesting journey. So I've written a little bit in this book about it. Plus, there's also healing tools. And my next chapter in the book is a healing book where I will be talking about a lot of healing modules that I have done in the past, so, and how to step into your power and things like that. So I will just put this back up here. There we go. And I love collecting crystals, and I'm an aromatherapist as well, because I use a lot of aromatherapy as well, and I studied that a long time ago. So back to what's going on in the world. First of all, I want to say farewell to David Willcock. I loved his contacts. I got some of his books, and I think he was a very intelligent person. And I'm not going to take sides because there's a lot of information going on out there and stuff like that. Only what I saw, because I did do a remote viewing quickly when he passed, and how quickly it actually happened. All I can say is that 1 minute his soul already left. That's what I saw long before the incident actually took place. His soul was already standing by the side, so there was an empty vessel, basically. There was nothingness. Okay, so I don't feel there was much suffering in that. But saying that also, it brought a lot of tears to my eyes because so many of us are such gentle souls, and what the world throws at us is very harsh at times. I'm not going to go into the conspiracy theories that are out there. I only telling you what I saw in my remote viewing. That his soul really stood outside and left, and I know that where he is, he's chattering a lot and is very happy and very safe. Okay, that's the journey, and you're free, and that's the most important thing. Where we do very heavy things on this earth plane, and that we're always looking for happiness and things that we need to do. So it's quite beautiful. So anyway, that said, apparently there was a shooting in the White House as well, which was quite interesting. Some people did a remote viewing on it. I'm not going to take sides in anything anymore, not politics. And I live in Australia, so our politics are a lot different than in America. But bless everyone. All I know is that as a consciousness, we need to step out of fear. We can't follow the fear and the separation is because if we're born into this beautiful consciousness of oneness and manifesting and things like that, you have to surrender and go with the flow. Don't allow people to take God, the oneness, out of you, because it's there's a lot of things that give you hope. Stay into the hope of you, the hope of love, and connect with your family. Stop treating them like they're the worst enemy in the world. Like, for goodness sake, I see so much division in the moment, and it's just mind-blowing, basically. So yes, forgiving, not being righteousness, and everything that's brought out is to separate. Okay, now we're going to go into some question time. I'm especially going to have a look at politics. What can we expect the next 3 months? And then at humanity, how can we lift our spirits? What can we do? Is because there's always talk about white hats, the shadow government, whatever. There's a lot of things in the shadow. There always has been. And if you go back into the Tartarian days, why all of a sudden we don't have healing bells anymore? Sound. It's all been removed because it soothes your soul. Why is all herb and medicine made taboo when it grows out of the ground? Can you see that the demeaning things that they are actually doing? They're trying to put you on pills. Like, it blows my mind. Like, when you know that all the herbs that whether it's teas, whether it's aromatherapy, plants, it's all natural. There's a plant for every disease on this world. That's why it was created like that. Okay, even for the animals. But humanity has a lot, like people talking about the split of the earth, awakening. Do you know, when I look at awakening, I used to follow all these things and think, oh, yeah, that makes so much sense. But does it really? I even had to swallow a lot of things of being not what they are. So to me and that's a learning curve. There's no wrong or right way of doing it. You just learn what resonates with you, basically. So you go through a hardship of a journey. If you look at the end of the journey, when it's finally, that chapter finally closes and you go, whoa, and you review it and you go, oh, wow, I have learned how my shadow self works, that sometimes I'm too egotistical, sometimes I don't have enough boundaries up. And there's all these different lessons and everything that we need to look at as well. And so with politics, it's for you to overload your brain too much instead of sitting. Where's your time where you sit quietly and view what's going on and just sit there and listen to quiet music or the wind and things like that. It's just busy time. All right. We're looking at the government here in Australia first. All right. What's going to happen? We're in April, so we've got April, May, and June properly. Maybe July, because my birthday's in July. So getting old this year. So there's a lot of false narratives out there. So I don't have two cameras, so I'm just going to put the cards up, all right? So all this is for entertainment and purposes only. If you don't like it, stroll past. If you like and subscribe, be much welcome. And thank you for watching. So this is a false narrative. So there's a lot of false information coming out, false things that are a little bit true but false, is like they're lies. So basically and if you have a look at this beautiful card, it's a lot is a solid lie, right? It's coming out of their scripted book and it's floating into the consciousness of the universe, right? So it's quite interesting. So question everything. An illusion depends on the distraction. So we have a lot of distractions in the moment, like our petrol prices. Oh my gosh, like the holiday finished, woof, they went down. And imagine that. What can I say? All right. So your questions and what you question is very ghosted in the moment, is no one wants to hear. The government doesn't want to listen to you. Politics are just ghosting everything because they're going by their narrative, basically. So us as human are being held back to speak. You can really see that in Australia because all the new laws that come in about freedom of speech and things like that. And so you get ghosted. Your voice don't matter. The soul trade. So I always felt that they're trying to really manipulate our soul essence, the beauty of it, the consciousness, steal the consciousness, create in Tartarian, before Tartarian, when you have a look at the Cabbage Patch dolls and the baby farming, basically incubators and all that stuff, it was all out there, and it's slowly disappearing more and more. So I'm so grateful that people like Guy Anderson brings it up in his book. And there's another awesome show that I watch is Mind Valley, and he did this long time ago. He exposed a lot of it. He went deep into some of the movies that they had out at the time. So there are really good things out there that you can still watch. But once again, it's your belief system. But I just know that back then they had flying ships everywhere, docking stations, hospitals were on the flying ships, people were so much healthier. It was just all about frequency, and that's what you are as a human being, as a frequency. It's quite interesting. So they're stealing the frequency of the souls, like trying to really enslave them. So to me, is as a soul, is they're trying to make you sign contracts, but are they actually allowed to do that? It's quite interesting. So the underworld is very big in the moment. So there's a lot of things going on underneath, secrets lie below. There's a lot of hidden tunnels, darkness, trauma, even here in Australia. So that it's not talked about enough, because we have gag orders on everything. So everything is about money. All right. This is what it what is all about money. Okay, whatever's under there, it's about money, right? You're getting breadcrumbs for money, and then they pretend they're giving you heaps back. They're not. It's like when you pay taxes, and they're trying to chase you for taxes, but in reality, is taxes. You're so overtaxed that your living cost is so high now, and it's quite a long story, but anyway, we can manifest. We just have to have a different vision, manifest, and get back on track on how we want to manifest. Because for us to change the consciousness of everything, we as humanity have to understand that we are the manifestors of everything. And once enough people get together and manifest to surrender and trust and allow the flow to come back in from the God essence, the essence of love, the essence of kindness, the essence of all that there is, because it's an energy, is the harmony that comes back into us. It's quite beautiful. So everything that you see in the moment is weathered by design in every country. Okay? So whether it's here in Australia or around the world, there's fires, floods, storms, artificial energy. So this is what they call a climate change, but it's all done by frequency. So a lot of is activated by frequency. It's fighting with frequency, with weapons that do that. So we talk about a lot of visitors coming to Earth. There is on and off, right? But do you know, this is what my belief is, and anyone can believe it. We have so many universal portholes, stargates. Like, people always think that everything is up in the sky. It's not. Everything goes through portholes, gates, wormholes. They're everywhere on this planet. And is this the technology? They don't want you to know the technology, but if you sit outside and you look through a tree and you can see it's not 3D, it's actually you see through leaves after leaf after leaf, and that's an easier way of explaining it. You can see through the leaves that it goes on and on and on. So are the portholes, the wormholes. Is this on ley lines? They're stronger in some place than the other. But if you're really good tune in as a healer, is you can actually sit outside and you can actually open the energy that's so valuable in our universe. Outside energy is, you put your hands through and you can actually put a hand and your other hand out and you can heal with it, because it's all energy. So it's quite beautiful. So that's one way of explaining energy. When you're outside, is using the tree energy, the flower, the plant energy, and things like that. It's quite beautiful. We have to become the advocate in this world here in Australia. We have to start standing in our power, in our truth, and but in the moment we're still in an identity crisis, and that's all over the world basically. Is where do we belong? How do we deal with it? Because no one's been held accountable and things like that. So there's a lot of things that are, because in the long run, we only ever fit digital breadcrumbs. Okay, so and what you need to understand about breadcrumbs, there's truth and untruth in it. So you have to make up and trust your gut feelings a lot of times. I pull one more card, and the puppet master is still puppeting along. All right, this is here in Australia, so quite interesting. So these are called the Looking Glass Oracle. This is the deck I created. So this is the back of them. Okay. they are available on the website, but if you want a deck, you can message me. In the moment, I'm just sending it in Australia because the postage is a bit odd, because it costs about 35 to 40 Australian dollars to send it overseas, depending where it goes. So it's written on it. It's beautiful, right? So, and they reveal a lot. These are really good healing cards as well. So if you want to learn to understand the cards, actually is they tell you a story, and then you know, okay, is it my ego? Is it my soul? Is it where am I trapped? Basically, so they explain a lot of things like that, right? As you all know, we're all visitors to this planet, so we do come from other galaxies, timelines, whatever you want to call it these days. And I know that I've had many visions on a spacecraft. It's quite interesting. But I also remember going to doing a lot of things with healing. So because I love healing, and I think no child should be abused, no child should be mistreated, and there shouldn't be gags ordered on that, because they're innocent people. And we talk about AI a lot as well. So AI is actually a tool that they want to create to teach a consciousness, but consciousness has very emotional states. So when you look at certain files, like the Epstein crap that's everywhere, how they really, really abused with fear is and if you really understand what it's all about, it's about trapping consciousness with fear to trap your soul, basically, to feed of it, and then to put it into like incubating bodies and AI and things like that. That's really what it's about in the long run. There's no harm in it, trust me. But I'm not going in there too deep today, as I've done my bit with it. I just find it very sad. And I will do an AI reading on AI in a moment. Is these cards called the Shadow Run. They're my favorite deck to do readings with AI. So they're just beautiful. All right, what does AI have to reveal in the world? What's going on with all these people investing so much money into it? We're trying to control humanity, consciousness. What can you show me in that respect? We have the Tower, right? If you have a look, it's on fire. Tuning into this is there's an overload. I feel some of the big companies that create this technology for some reason, I'll have to really tune into it. I think there's going to be fires in them. There's not enough cooling stuff to keep them cool, is because they're trying to strip you off the electricity because they wanted to run their power, their machinery and things like that. So there's a lot of things like that. Then we have the Blade, Eight of Swords. So there's a lot of tied up stuff in this technology, even creating robots as females and wanting the perfect robot and stuff like that. But there's some technology that is so advanced, but it's still lacking. That's what I'm feeling here. It's tied up in something. But when this energy there's the system of electricity crashes out with lightning and things like that, because that's what a tower is. Something's crashing, okay? That's what it's been shown. Then we have the Rider, which is the Chariot in Tarot. That's a new energy coming in. It's because a rider has a black and a white horse. I like the Chariot because it rides in. So there's something new coming, something different. Quite interesting, actually. All right. The King of Cups, the control, slavery, control, filling up someone's cup, is they don't want to part with it for some reason. So interesting. Controlling the sexual desires. Interesting. The new energy has a lot of tiger energy with it. Very strong. Ancient. We've got the King of Coins. We're playing in the money field here. All about the money. Interesting. About the coinage. Bitcoin. But do you know how we always feel, it has one side? So we're halfway, okay? Because I've got the five here, okay? So it's a halfway thing. It's a 5 of Cups. Both, yeah. It's pretty balanced playing field at the moment, okay? That's what I'm feeling. The 4 of Coins is, so if you have a look here, it shows you the world is there, okay? It's about the heart, because then there's no heart there, you see. And so basically is controlling the world with no heart. It's wanting control with the money. And as you can see, it has horns there as well. That's what they always talk about. A lot of these cards do have that, even the 5. Okay, so I feel there's a big players are fighting each other in this domain, because I keep seeing that. And there's one person that wants to control it all and can't. Right, so now we've got the Ace of Coins. So this is all about invisible money, coins. So if you can see that, okay. And if you have a look in the back here, there's actually a Stargate there as well. And then there's birds flying like an eagle. Interesting. So the feminine energy is taking their power back. No matter what you throw at the feminine energy, they are not going to back down this time. They are actually going to take their power back. Okay? It's in the making. It's quite good, beautiful, actually. And it's, yeah, all right. We do have the 7 of Blades here, so the swords. Fighting, going underground, and it's a feminine energy, is balance. Things have to come back to balance. And I've got the 8 of Battens here, and this is a war card with the war planes. It's over land. It's, what else do I see? Energy weapons. I see a big wave coming. I see. It's going to be very interesting. So I just feel there's a big wave. There's more. So I see fires, water, big water, just rising up. I'm not sure where. I'll just see that in a moment, because I haven't shown the 2 of Battens. She's pointing somewhere in the world there. So it's in the middle of the globe. That's the way around. That's what they're pointing at, the two of buttons. And it's very robotic already. If you can have a look at that. So I'll do one more card on this, and it is the Five of Coins, and it's about the temple. It's about you staying who you are, and kids coming from underneath, being more humane, understanding what humanity actually needs to rebalance. And it is all about rebalancing. So these are the AI reading. Okay. Hope that makes sense to you. They tell quite a good vision, these cards. Because what they're saying that they want to use aliens to scare people. I'll tell you what, don't be scared of anyone, right? They use all these symbolic things and symbols, and if you only knew, we're all visitors here. So how do you know you're not one from that planet? Interesting. All right, we're going to the Mystic Martians. All right, there's a beautiful deck. So, what are outer worlders, universal beings, trying to tell us right now? Oh, dear. Oh, the man in black, right? There's everywhere, trying to control everything. Oh dear. The water element, so a lot of will come from the water. Quite interesting. It's about compassion and kindness. This is what I always say: step back into your energy, learn compassion, be kind, help, get to know your neighbors again, get to know everyone, become a community. These are the memories of all that. Quite interesting, actually. Even that you with starseed, the third eye opening, connecting. This is what's important. I pull one more. The Nephilims, the big trees. I believe on this beautiful planet of ours, there used to be really big trees, but my brain goes like this sometimes. So imagine there's been all these big trees, right, over this planet, because when you go into some of the, especially in America, when they show you a lot of, in Brazil and all those places, is they have all this, and it looks like wood everywhere or big trees. Can you imagine having all those huge trees on this planet, and you're meant to be around, and they're growing upside down and all this kind of stuff? How would the planet hold that? Like, that's just my brain going, like, trying to visualize that. So it's pretty weird, but we always talk about the tree of life. So if the trees were connected to everything, other dimensions, going up the tree through a dimension and things like that. Wow, what a world. Just putting it out there. There's been thoughts that go through your head sometimes. Yeah, a lot of thoughts go through my head like that. Weird. Anyway, so that's a thought of the day. Frequency. So I want to talk about something about frequency. If you think there's frequency attacks, because it's so easy to send out radio waves because you can't see them. Like, I feel when there's, I can feel it in my ears. So I've actually bought this. This is made out of copper, right? You can put it over your head. It blocks out the frequency noise. You can wrap your phone around it, like I do that at night, so the EMF doesn't come out. I have stuff on myself with EMF blocking copper and things like that. as well. I also got the Tesla plate, also this flower I wear, cuts out EMF, so I do a lot. So because you never know what they're sending out these days, so this is really good to have. So they're copper blankets. You can Google them up and find them online in certain places. All right, back to Australia. I want to do a quick reading on Australia. I know I better sign off because I've got to get some work done. And I'm in such a beautiful balanced space after moving. Oh, my brain was everywhere. I had to call it back. Like when you walk in the room, you forgot what you walk in the room for. Oh, my memory got wiped. Wow. Can't remember what I went in there for. And then, bing, eventually it comes back, eh? That reminds me of memory wiping. All right, Australia. The next 3 months, the next couple of months. What is happening in our government and the policies? What do we need to know? Oh, there's going to be a lot of misleading headlines. A trade war. Interesting. Oh, someone wants to control everything. Oh, isn't their lovely ego so huge? I wish this politician would work on their ego and become human again. Oh, they want to turn us into a communist country. Oh, I'm feeling it. But it is for the money and the power. Shame on them. You know, in the long run, all these people have all this money. Are they really happy? Are they really happy? All right. So that's what's going on in the moment. Control. Oh, I can't. Disappointed. They're going to have a very disappointed outcome. You need to stay put and grounded in your energy. Celebrate success. So in your inner sovereign self, enjoy who you are. You know, what goes on out there is don't overload yourself with all the crap. Don't overload your mind so much because your mind actually doesn't need to relax. Your soul needs to relax and your body, and have your boundaries up and love and shit like that, you know. Coffee, we made coffee. All right. The big cities are the most hit in this. That makes sense. And the farming industry, they're attacking our farming industry continuously. Sorry, the cards is telling you. Fire and heat waves. So basically weather manipulation, like in my cards in the Looking Glass Oracle. And AI tech is going to come get more and more. And you need to go out in the sun and stay positive. So get as much sunlight as you can. There's declassified documents coming. I think they're going to come out. There's a lot of documents coming out, and it feels over the next 3 months. So there's something big happening as well. They're trying to put new rules, like all these new rules, new laws continuously in it, right? With the documents coming out, I feel the classified documents is that because they're trying to hide them from you. What they're basing their policies on. But there's going to be a lot of darkness and outrage from humanity here in Australia. So I also feel Right, darkness and outage. Are they going to turn the electricity off? Because it's all about the business tycoons. Interesting. So it's how they've been bought by the money with the puppet string holder. Yeah. Shocking. Shocking. Oh my God. I hope people learn not to follow sides and start becoming really empowered, um, helping each other out instead, you know. The earth is a funny place. We do so many lessons here, so much healing, and like I love where I'm at now. It's just so seeing things being balanced, and that doesn't mean I don't feel stressed. Doesn't mean I don't understand. What's going on. I 100% do. Is because I look into it and I see it is, but I observe it now. I don't get so upset over it because in the long run is humanity is very resilient. Humanity is so strong. Humanity is been here for a very long time, and no matter what, we survive. All right, let's ask another question. June, July, and May. What do we? May, June, July. What do I need to know? And tell the people. What does your soul need to know? Your hurt feelings. Be okay with them. Okay, nothing's ever going to be perfect. Okay. Don't hold on to the feelings. That's what I'm seeing. Let it go. Feel it and let it go. Concentrate on your family life, your home and your family, right? Make sure that everyone's comfortable. Make sure that everything is good. Your strength is so needed as a female, right? So I'm doing female readings here in a moment. Be open to receive. So stand in your grounds. Be beautiful. Be open to receive. Be abundant. Be the best version of yourself. Always be prepared for unexpected costs, expensive, because we have that in the moment because of food prices. Right? Be aware of it. And now the Mao energy has a lot of growing and transforming to do, is because a lot of them are working with the ego, and the ego is telling them stories. Okay, so somehow we need to change that perspective. Adventure and travel. So a lot of them, just fly here, fly there, but how much have they grown, and don't get into the boredom of everything. If you feel bored, is do something. Don't always connect to the phone. Go out in the air, go out in the sun and do beautiful things. And then protect your energy. That's the most important thing the next 3 months. Protect your energy. Be kind to yourself. Be loving. Be the beautiful soul that you are. Humans have so much to offer, and just finding themselves the most important blessing that we can do. So with that all said, I hope that all made sense to you. Stay in the frequency. Play beautiful frequency music. Stay into the hum of things. Do have some more fun again, and be the best version of yourself. Love yous all. Have a good, beautiful few months. If you got any questions, please pop them in. I'm more on Facebook than I'm on YouTube. When I've got time. I am trying to make more channels, healing channels and things like that. it's just all in the making in the moment because I'm not very techno. I don't even know how to pull people in here and things like that. So it's all a big learning experience for me still. So bear with it, and let's hope this channel grows and helps somebody. As soon, open your heart and stay beautiful. Love yous all. Bye. Bye. I'm trying to sign out now. Okay, up here. Beautiful.